guys, I'm back. Twiddling away as I do at the beginning of the stream often. Thank you for your patience. I'm sorry if the music or the me is a little bit uneven. So, yeah. I'm back again for another stream. Feeling maybe a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit sad to start with this time, I suppose. So, I got a haircut. So, what's kind of sad about the way that this stream has started is that I was actually really excited about my haircut, actually, and the way that it turned out. Because when I went into the salon today, first of all, it's been over a year. It's probably been close to a year and a half, or even potentially more, since I've been to a salon professionally. Just because before the pandemic happened, I was just kind of wearing wigs a lot. So I would either wear a hat to work or a wig to work. So there was just kind of no point in me going to the salon. And ever since I was a kid, going to the salon with alopecia has always been a bit of a challenge because unless you know the hairstylist, it, you never know how the person's going to respond to your hair, if they're going to be able to work with it, make it look good. Most hair professionals are aware of alopecia because I believe they get trained on stuff like hair conditions, to get their certifications. So I've never met a certified hairstylist that doesn't know it, but not all of them know what to do with it, you could say. So I've always had a thing where, and it's also really embarrassing because those salons are always so open and the windows are just wide open. And yeah, it was quite embarrassing for younger versions of me. At this point, I just don't. It is what it is, man. So I'm just kind of been cutting my own hair for, like I said, maybe close to 2 years at this point. I don't even know, because I was just wearing wigs all the time. So it didn't really matter. And I know how to do, just like you guys saw it. You guys, if you've seen any of my other videos, you know what kind of haircut I know how to do. um, oh, sorry, guys. Jeez. So I know how to do just ba- basic swoopy bob thing, just nothing too fancy. Just kind of like, maybe I'll add a couple layers in if I'm feeling a little fancy, but not professional by any means. But yeah, bob, swoopy bang, and the swoopy bang, by the way, um, is kind of like became a style choice by accident more than anything, because I always struggled with bangs growing up. Where when I was a kid, my mom would always have me and my sisters all get just the straight bang cut, and I always hated it. Uh, I mean, yeah, I never really liked the straight bang cut, but that was the family hairstyle. Me and my two younger sisters, we all had that exact same like bowl cut bang thing going on for all of our childhood, right, basically. So I guess I just kind of like to stuck with the bob, except the bangs in my teens and 20s. I I tried to grow my hair long for a while, and for a while I did have it pretty long, but it would always fall out in parts. So that always created insecurity because it would be long and then maybe thin in one area. I don't know. Um, but because I used to just kind of like part my hair down the center, and I just had like long, straight, thin hair, and I don't know. Um, and I never really liked the center part, but I never really thought an off center part looked any good either. So, but then one fateful day when I got kind of I was always kind of resistant to short haircuts because I was already self conscious about being a bald girl, and feeling like I wanted long, feminine, pretty hair, I didn't want short hair. Honestly, though, in some ways, I think that the shorter hair actually makes me look more feminine, weirdly enough. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking earlier when I got this haircut. I was like, holy cow, I look like it actually makes my face look rounder somehow. I don't know. I didn't expect that to happen. I think it's just because of the way that where she cut it and the way it goes with my cheeks. Anyways, didn't expect that. But I wait. Now I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, the bangs thing. So one fateful day, I uh, I went to a stylist and she was like, let's do a pixie cut, because I had thin hair and I was really self conscious. And she's like, well, if you do a short haircut, you'll look like you have more hair. And I was like, okay. And so she did a pixie cut, and that's when the swoop bang first happened. And that was in my like early-ish 20s. Yeah, early 20s. I guess I was like 21 or 22 when I first ever had the swoop bang. Before then, I always just kind of had like center part, just kind of like flat, straight, Avril Lavigne-esque hair, I guess. It never really looked that good on me though, or I never really felt like it exact suited my personality. So my hair was always a struggle growing up. It still is a struggle because even now, like I kind of like the way this haircut turned out, but even now I'm having anxieties about it. It's really light though, and I have this tendency sometimes when I'm anxious, sometimes I'll fiddle with my hair. And I find when my hair is shorter, I don't do that as much. So that's an added benefit that I've noticed today. Um, but okay, so I went in to the salon, and I've never been to this salon before, so it was totally new, and I've never met this lady, so I didn't know how it was going. Part of me was like, well, maybe I should call and like warn them, but then the other part of me is just like, nah, it'll be fine. You don't need to treat yourself like some freak of nature that needs to warn the salon before you're coming, that I have a condition, so you better be careful and be prepared for, this. Because I used to kind of just prepare or something my salon person, or I would try to. Um, but I was just like, you know what? It's okay. I'll just go and it'll be fine. And it was fine. I mean, I hope I didn't surprise her too much. She seemed nice enough. I don't know if maybe I stressed her out. I hope I didn't, but um, it was nice, and she was nice, and she took me back to like washed my hair, and they had like a massage chair, which you would think was really nice, but I think that I was just taller than their average salon visitor or something. I don't know. Because I just felt like I was gangly, like poking. There was like this little hallway, and I just felt like my feet were like poking out like into the hallway. and and the massage back thingy was kind of more stabby than massagey. So I was the whole time I was like, relaxed. Yes, this is such relaxation right now as I'm like curled up, as I'm trying to like curl my toes up so that I'm not in the hallway as these weird jabby things are jabbing my back. Anyways, I think it was supposed to be relaxing, but I have a knack of turning relaxing experiences into not relaxing experiences. Like even massages and stuff like that I've had in the past, it's like they kind of don't know what to do with me sometimes. They're just like, just chill, just relax your muscle, just calm, and I just can't do it. I don't know. I'm working on it. Maybe I'm just being a little high strung is maybe just a part of my personality and on the alert. So, anyways, I was trying to describe to her the kind of hair that I wanted. Okay, I don't know if I feel like from the reference pictures, I think she did a pretty good job. What I wanted was a shaggy pixie bob thing, and I just wanted her to interpret that however she wanted to, in the context of my unique condition. And yeah, oh yeah, the bangs. I cut myself off again. The bangs. And so yeah, that's how sweepy bangs happened. And ever since then, I've considered changing them, but I have a tendency to often get like little bald patches and stuff like right around the edges sometimes, or it'll be thin. So the swoopy bang has kind of become a functional sort of fashion where it will hide where it will hide, it will hide. It hides. And it looks somewhat fashionable. I guess it depends who you ask. I think it looks nice. I think it suits my face anyway. Let me show you guys the reference photos, maybe. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but. So here are the reference photos that I gave to her. So you can kind of see what I was going for. Okay, so there's one. You can kind of see, like kind of a cute bang heavy pixie. Here's another one where, yeah, so it's kind of like a bobby, messy, kind of like, shaggy, funky thing. I really liked her bangs, so I specifically pointed out these bangs as something that I would like to emulate. Um, I guess I mean she captured the feel of those bangs, but kept my distinct Sam swoopiness that covers the bald patch. So there's that. Um, and this is the last one. Just that one's a little more of like a sceney kind of look, but that was just to kind of get the vibe of like, hey, I want it to be like choppy and shaggy and flippy and stuff. I wanted it to look like a 90's like anime shaggy pixie bob thing, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, as one of my favorite tarot YouTubers would say. If you know what I'm saying, you know. You know what I'm saying? How it's kind of like got that poofy kind of quality. It's like, how like the kind of short hair, like studio Ghibli hair, or Ghibli hair, or other uh, type of 90's or even 80's. I almost wondered if maybe 80's was more accurate. You know, the way that it looks, where it's kind of like poofy and kind of like textury and shaggy? Well, that's kind of what I was going for. You can argue amongst yourselves whether that was actually achieved, I suppose. Um, but oh, the reason why this stream started kind of sadder is because I was actually really excited to share my hair because I actually think it looks really cute and really nice. But then I started to overthink it. And then I was like, oh no, well, what if everybody hates my hair? What if everybody thinks that it's Karen hair or something? And I think that that's very much a shame, actually, that one has to worry about something so arbitrary as that. I think that's wrong personally. And yeah, I don't like that the fact that um, it's like, okay, so I'm trying to get like a short haircut, and is is somebody going to judge me and think that my haircut is a certain way? I'm not sure, you know. And so that is what I was going for. Um, and I was just kind of like, specifically with the anxiety around this idea of care and hair, is this idea of well, because when she was doing my hair, she even promised me, she was like, "Oh, don't worry, it won't be Karen hair." And I was like, "Okay, good," because I'm afraid that everybody will judge me in that way, And so that's why I was sad when I started this stream, because I was really excited about my haircut, and then I thought everybody was gonna maybe judge me, and that's really sad. You know, yeah, I think that's sad. And I was very excited to share my hair. But then I was afraid that maybe I wouldn't be received in the way that I saw myself, you know? Sorry, guys, I almost started crying for a second there. But yeah, I was really excited to share my hair with you guys. And I started over analyzing it, But I think my haircut looks really good. And I like the way it turned out. And yeah, if people have certain perceptions of what they think certain hair means, then that's okay, I guess. Because to me, this is pretty close to what I was looking for, anyways. Kind of a light sort of textury. I always wanted, if I could have a dream, I wish I could have fluffy cloud hair. Yeah, I want. I wish I could have fluffy cloud hair, or really long hair. That was my dream when I was a kid. I always really wanted long hair. It's like I watched so much Sailor Moon growing up that I don't know. Sailor Moon gave me really unrealistic hair expectations for a girl who's already bald. Like that certainly didn't help. But I always really wished I could have really long hair. But if I can't have really long hair, then at least short hair looks nice, I guess. So I think that's good at least. Um, yeah. I wish everybody could just have the hairstyle that they want to have. I wish that you could dye your hair colors, because I like, without being afraid that people are going to think you're, there's all the memes about screaming blue haired girls. And it's like, I actually think blue hair is really cool, and and I have this pure white hair that takes color so well that I wish that I didn't have to feel self-conscious that people are going to make these weird judgments. But it's also that idea that no matter what you do, somebody's going to judge you, I suppose. So just do what you want. I do like my white hair as is, though. Yeah. And I got my kind of short, spunky ghibli hair that I wanted. So, or at least that's what it looks like to me. Um, yeah. And I just needed a refresher because I've just been cutting my own hair into that same style for so long. It's good to get someone else in there, you know? if I feel like I can totally trust you anymore, viewer. Or not you specifically, viewer. You seem fairly loyal. But just the view of the world, I suppose. Because for a while, I kind of felt like I had found like some sort of um, safety in some sort of counterculture. But then it's like I kind of watched the landscape shift beneath my feet even. And yeah, even then I became counter to the counterculture even, I suppose. Because I kind of started realizing that the counterculture is just kind of regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Which brings me to the idea of the vaccine again. I'm sorry to bring it up again. I really don't want to talk about it anymore, but well, I suppose there are some things I'd like to, because I feel like there are always threads that I forgot to weave in last time. You know, ways to express myself better, you know, since it's a multifaceted subject. And anyway, that idea of, oh, I lost it. Dang it. Well, I found an adjacent thought, so we'll go with that. Um, the adjacent thought was the feeling of being judged. So this was a different thought that I had recently, where no matter which side you're on, it's this feeling like you got to be on the in group, you know, and then if you don't, then you're not in the in group, you're out of the group. It's like that sort of feeling, you know. And I just noticed how it's kind of happening both ways. How there are maybe some people who took the vaccine or who maybe wants to, who feel like they're going to lose their, like, I don't know, counterculture creds if they do so. And I think that's very wrong. And that's kind of a position I found myself in a little bit, where I'm like, oh, you know, and I don't think that it should be that way. Um, I wish I could remember that other thread that I left back there. I'm sure it will find itself again. I did want to peel back all the layers of propaganda, though, because I just feel like both sides. That's the thought it was. That's what it was. Funny thing is connecting to that countercultural argument, and the people who are sort of vax hesitant right now, particularly a specific group that I'm kind of plugged into, of just like interesting countercultural, ideologically explorative people that I appreciate. But the thing is like I feel like they're so in their little echo zone that I don't think that they realize that they're actually the ones like in the majority, like as far as the vaccine hesitancy goes. Because that's a really interesting thing, because they're like, oh man, they're really shoving the vaccine stuff down our throats. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's because nobody's actually getting it, you guys. Like, you guys think you're being so countercultural, like you're fighting against it, but really, most people haven't. And that's exactly why they're messaging so hard, is because everybody is suspicious. Because I personally am of the belief that that actually was an infection, an ideological infection, as they like to say. I personally think the anti-vax stuff that has been so popularized is actually the infection. I think that's the actual one, personally. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But okay, when I peel back the layers of propaganda, here's another place where I'm coming from. You peel back the layers of propaganda. What do you have? You have the communities around you. Okay, so just gathering from my own personal data points from Facebook and Instagram's friends and just my personal pool and posts and things like that. Um, okay, of the people, and just logically speaking, I've known a fair amount of people that have gotten COVID, and of those people, many of them have been perfectly fine. It hasn't been an issue for them. Two people that I even know very well and am very close to um, uh, got it, and it wasn't like a problem for them at all. You know, after a few days, they recovered and it was better. Sorry, I'm having weird emotions this stream. But not everybody was like that, though, is the thing. Because when I reach into my group, my circle personally, I know of multiple people who have died, like died from COVID or been seriously hospitalized. And like fair enough, like the people that I know that died were like older, but like the people that were seriously hospitalized, like a lot of them were like younger people. So I see that, and then peeling back any external data at all. Okay. And so it's like, okay, yeah, you're probably going to be fine. But the thing is, when I look at that data, personal data, and some of it's actually bad, and, and even like my own boss got it, and he was dealing with the feelings for months, and he said that he still has a wheeze when he's playing basketball with his kids. So there are actual repercussions. But in my personal circle, personally, I know absolutely zero people who have had any complications with the vaccine. Zero. So, I mean, so when I pull back all the layers of world, the reality in my life. And anyways, I did want to talk about those things because I really do genuinely feel like they're well intentioned, but I feel like some of the vax hesitancy stuff I think was definitely manufactured, and I think that a lot of countercultural people kind of fell into a hook, line, and sinker just because it goes along with their already pre-prescribed narrative of the world. Anyways, I don't know though. I'm a little bit of a hippie, but I've gone through rather an interesting journey personally, and I'm not done with my journey, so we'll keep going. Um, all right. It's been a really hard month, month or so. Honestly, it's been a really good month, but it's been really hard for me. Um, yeah. It's just this transitionary period where a lot of good things are coming in, but it's just this intense period of transition. And I feel things pulling apart and coming together. And I feel myself pulling apart and coming together in new ways. I'm coming together in new ways. I've been having a bit of anxiety. I'm actually really glad I got the vaccine though, because even though I do feel like, I don't know, I don't know, like it still kind of socially makes me feel weird, you know? Because I've got so many friends who, I don't know, seem to think it's a virtue to not. Um, so I don't know. It's been, but I actually do feel a lot better, actually. Even though I was really wiped out, and I mean, it did make me tired. I'm not gonna lie and say that I had zero symptoms from the vaccine because that's not true at all. I definitely had symptoms, but like I said, it's an immune response, and when I see, you know, nobody really having issues, but then certain people dying, and then I don't know, me having my own personal immune system challenges. I just feel like it's better for me to be careful. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe uh, I also had a really bad bout of pneumonia in my like mid 20s where I was like vomiting up liquid and it was really really bad and I could have died. And so I just am trying to be careful, and I personally feel better, and I'm sorry if you guys, if somebody's mad at me for that. I'm sorry. Like I feel so much better. Like going to the salon today, I was like, 98% protected, that I just don't have to stress. Because when it very first happened, I was nervous. Then I had this moment where I was like rebelling against it and being like, I'm not worried at all, blah, 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 blah. And now I found somewhere kind of more healthy, I think, for me, uh, at least. Yeah, and I think that it's wrong to turn certain people away who could actually benefit from being vaccinated. I don't know. I think it's a tricky one. Yeah, it's a tricky one. Because some people I think really would be better off, whether either further mentally or physically. You know, I do think so. Yeah, and okay, maybe it's not 100% effective, but once again, I think that the people who were not concerned about getting sick just because of the small death percentage should just chill out about that percentage, is how I feel about that. I, yeah. Keep your narrative consistent. I don't know why I did that voice. Maybe I was channeling some Bruce Lee or something. Maybe that's really offensive. I'm sorry if that was really offensive. I was just making a silly voice. Anyways, man, this is a hard world we live in, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Always afraid that you've said the wrong thing. It is very neuroticizing, isn't it? And I do agree that that's something that we should fight against. And that's why I also fight against the idea about calling people Karen and judging them by their hair color and cut. You know? Same thing as maybe, I don't know, maybe this is edgy territory, but I heard an argument recently about cultural appropriation versus cultural integration as to why it would be okay. And this was coming from an African American, a Black individual. So, yes. And not saying, like, I know that it's delicate territory, but I don't know. I wish that people could just do their hair the way they want without feeling like people are gonna slap stupid labels on them, you know? Because maybe some people just have bangs like this because they got bald. And maybe they just have hair cut like this because what other choices do I have? And this haircut looks good on my face. And I think it looks good. And I think it looks like a ghibli cut. So I like it. Anyways, and other people have said that they like it too. So if you don't like it, poo on you. Yeah. Anyway, Yeah, it's been a really hard month where I really like my new job a lot, but it's also very stressful because I don't know, just half of my job is just keeping track of like my boss and like what's going on and feeling slightly insecure and like I'm maybe not doing the right thing at all times, but just going along with it anyways, you know, that old song and dance. But I think I think I've been doing well though, and I think that um, we're figuring out a flow, me and this new team. You know, sometimes it's just about figuring out how the pieces mesh. I don't remember if I showed you guys my made bullet journal or not. I think I did, but if not, I'll just remind you. Or if I did, then I'll just remind you that I made this weird alien flowery landscape microbe looking weird thing. I don't know why I made that. I just kind of started drawing and that's what happens. And honestly, that's actually my favorite way to make things to draw is to just start drawing and just see what happens. It's how the ink things happen anyways. And like yeah, I have a TikTok actually. Um I'm still not sure if I'm really fully TikTok certified yet, just because, well, I think I just need one day I'll upgrade my phone and maybe it'll work better. But I feel like sometimes my phone just um, crashes sometimes with that app specifically. And yeah, I'm still learning how to edit videos just in general. And TikTok videos are um, the app is, you know, it's its own little thing. It's its own little thing. All right. But yeah, I did kind of like rainbow 90's weird colors because I got this new pack of these zebra liners and they're kind of cool colors. So I wanted to use those. Anyways, yeah. I need to get more sleep. I think that would help me. Over the past month, the thing is before it's like I was in this groove of doing personal projects and focusing on my health. That's how I was making myself feel healthy and sane and useful while I was looking for more steady income sources and being in lockdown. So that's what I was doing. I was pretty much just, and I got in a pretty good groove of like making stuff daily and like working on my health goals and everything. But now that I suddenly had some new things to focus on, and then just some just personal feels and stuff coming up over the past month as well has just made my health motivation has just kind of dropped a little bit. So um, haven't been intaking my veggies like I should, have been sleeping not good at all. I was exercising and going outside almost every single day or at least a few days a week. And that has really dropped dramatically. And I can just tell that it's affecting how I feel, but I'm also really stressed out because I'm still like in this new phase with my new job. And I just am trying to make sure that I'm there and available, you know, and that I'm doing the right thing. And I don't, yeah, I don't know. Creating stress for myself is what I've done. But I caught up on my sleep. I the end of last week, like my nerves were, I was getting to the end of my nerves. So I'm glad I kind of refigured things with my current, with the company I'm working with. I'm glad that we kind of re-talked about some things. Got our ducks three in a row, I suppose. carrying along into this week. And I was just so stressed out that I couldn't sleep. And then Friday night, I was like, okay, was it Friday night? I think it was. Yeah, because Wednesday night I had a hard time sleeping. Thursday night I had a hard time sleeping. And Friday I was like, I had done a whole bunch of work. And I was like, woo, okay, I'm going to crash tonight. And that's going to feel so good. And then, so at 11 o'clock, I'm like curling into bed. And I'm like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. Then about midnight, my upstairs neighbor comes back with like a couple people, and they were just yelling until 3, a bit past 3 in the morning, which normally I wouldn't care, but because I was so tired, I was so grumpy because I was just like, oh my God, I've been up for the past couple days and my sleep has been so crap. And it just felt like the universe was trolling me again because I had just listened to a thing earlier in the evening about the importance of sleep. And I was like, okay, well, I've been sleeping like crap. The universe must be just telling me to sleep more. So I'll make sure to get to bed at a reasonable time. So I tried, and it did not work out for me because they were just yelling. I'm sure they were keeping everybody up, honestly. I know that they woke the downstairs neighbors up because I heard them get up and turn their TV on and stuff. And I was like, oh. And then they were outside on the porch yelling for a while. And I was like, all right, the whole neighborhood now. Okay, wonderful. Hopefully we don't get the cops called on us. Great, wonderful. It was all good though, you know. But it was all good. I was very grumpy the next day though because I got almost no sleep, and I had a bunch of errands that I needed to run. So I was so sad when I woke up that morning. Ugh, I was so upset. I got over it though, and once I got some caffeine in me and got going on my day, I was fine. But sometimes you got to get your initial grump on. Sometimes I just got to get a little bit grumpy for like a minute and just rant about it, and then I'm usually fine. Yeah, really, that's about how it goes. I just like to have my say validated, and then I move on. uh, Anyway, I went on a fun little adventure that day, and yeah, it was a good day. And I got some good sleep. Well, okay, I didn't sleep the best that night, but I didn't have to wake up the next morning very early, so I just slept in, and then the next day I slept. And I've been getting good sleep the last few nights, so I'm feeling much better, and so that is why I'm here making a stream. Oh, also, I edited a video, my April bullet journal flip through. I've been working on it since the end of April. And then I just got stressed out and I had it almost finished. This is why I really like to finish things in like one swoop, 1 or 2 swoops if I can. Like if I'm editing videos, that's really best because if I get editing for too many days in a row, I can lose my mojo for it. So I got it almost all the way done, but I was so tired and I still had a bunch of work of my other job that I had to do the next day. So I just kind of set it aside because all I really needed to do was the voiceover. And anyways, I'm still kind of stuck on the voiceover because I started overthinking that again. But yeah, maybe I'll record the voiceover when I'm done. It really doesn't need to be a big deal, Sam. Just finish your video. And then I'm like, well, now it's been so many weeks past April, and it doesn't matter, just do it. Anyways, yep, there's that. I think I had something that I wanted else to share with you, maybe. Yeah, I think my hair looks cool. My hair looks edgy and cute. Maybe it doesn't look edgy. I don't know. This is natural. This is my natural hair. This is my natural colors. My hair is white and brown at the same time, and bald too. So I guess bald's not really a color. Is I guess pink. It's been a fugue of a few weeks, my friends. It's been a fugue of a few weeks. My hair is cut now, though. So that means transformation. I considered shaving, I consider shaving this side just to really take it there, but this side is actually the thickest part of the hair on my entire head. So it just seems wrong to shave it. Maybe I should shave this side, except for this is the cover of my bald patch swoop side. So I guess, things, the things that I have to think about, you guys, to try and look like a normal human being. I did actually write something in my diary for you guys, for you viewers, actually. To the viewers, thank you for loving me. This me, the one I tried to become so deliberately. I guess I considered having people see this version of me on these videos and appreciate it, And I thought, wow, how special that would feel, Because this version of me, the artistic version of me, is the deliberately chosen version, It's the one that I've worked most on, so it's the one that I'm proud of most, the put together one. Yeah. The closest I've become to the character I always wanted to be, Because I know that we all want to be characters. I've been seeing that pop up on my YouTube feed enough that clearly that's something that everybody likes to think about. I don't know why, but I've been getting a million videos from that trend of make yourself the main character of your life. Make yourself the main character of your life. You're the main character of your life. And I'm just like, wow, guys. Can we not think of some new titles? I don't know. I don't know what to think of that trend personally. I actually, to be fair, I didn't watch any of those videos just because, I don't know. Although I agree with the sentiment, I suppose I feel like a younger version of myself was definitely, walking the streets feeling like a character. I still feel like a character, and I think it's good to make yourself the main character of your life. But I'm kind of noticing more and more the way that the algorithm is just making, I don't know, it's making everything the same, and it's making it all into the bullshit machine because everybody just wants to make the same damn video because that's the video that's trending. And I was gonna do that. I was. And now I'm doing this instead. There are some people who say that YouTube is dead. Long form video is dead. It's mainstream. It's a dead platform. Nothing good or interesting can emerge. Nothing like the past can come to the front again. It's a dead platform, some of them would say. Move on. And to them, I would say, we'll see. And that's what I gotta say. We'll see. Hmm. Yeah. Because I feel good about this either way, to be honest. And I like it. I enjoy it a lot more than I enjoy Instagram or TikTok, really. So, as much as some people would maybe suggest I do other things, I've always wanted to do YouTube, and I think I do want to continue this thing personally. Yeah. I'm going to say this, and I might regret it, but I've thought of it a lot, so I think I will. Back to that. While I'm going over my Karen stressors, I do kind of feel like I really hate that idea of Karen, actually. And in fact, I hate basically all of those things, that all of the ways, all of the memeified ways that people belittle others. I really have gotten to the point where I used to be like, oh yeah, you know, Karens and Kyles and what are the other ones? I don't even freaking know. And it's just, but at this point, like, well, first of all, I have an Aunt Karen who's actually pretty cool. So I always felt kind of bad that her name got, and she has the Karen hairstyle too. But she's not, like I said, she's actually pretty cool. And so I think it's really terrible that my pretty cool literal Karen with literal stereotypical Karen haircut, Aunt Karen, now just gets to feel ashamed about herself and the hairstyle that she likes because the internet decided to that she sucks. And I think that's awful personally. And I also think that this idea of Karen has kind of become co opted by sort of incel meninist crowds, you could say. I feel like a lot of the time, okay, so the idea of the Karen, the reason why it's undesirable is because well, specifically a woman in this case, who is blowing something wildly out of proportion and freaking out for no good reason. And like, yeah, I get it. We should be chill. And there are times where yeah, maybe just be chill and don't freak out about things that you don't need to. I get that. But I fear what has happened in our world is the idea of Karen has become this way to just discount people, really, to just basically say take women who may have very valid viewpoints and just say, oh, you're just a Karen. It's just a way of just minimalizing women, which is always what has happened. That's kind of what I think has happened with Karen. And I don't know. I don't mean to sound, I don't know, super leftist or anything. I don't think that I do. I just personally, from my viewpoint, I have seen Karen become twisted into this idea that minimalizes female anger and female voices. And I think that's wrong because sometimes a Karen is being a Karen for a good reason, but because of that stereotype, people don't listen to her. I do think that has happened, you know. And I know plenty of dudes who Karen out all the time, you know, but they don't get called Karen. For them, it's fine. And therein lies the double standard, my friends. Therein lies the double standard. So I personally think we should lay off Karen and just, yeah, let people have their hair the way they damn want to, friends. You know? Yeah. glad I got to say that because it's something that I've thought of for a long time, you know. And I do feel like it is usually guys who call people Karens. Like I feel like very rarely do I feel like I find other girls calling people Karen unless they're in the context, in this certain context, where it's like socially considered a virtue to like call other people Karen, you know. That's the only time that I've noticed it from women personally. But that's just my perspective, friends. What do I know? What do I know? I would like it if we lived in a world that wasn't so filled with toxic memes being slung at one another all the time, though, where people weren't being boiled down to these facades and caricatures of who they actually are, you know, where you look a certain way or you are a certain way, you know, or you look a certain way, so you are a certain way, is how I meant to say that. Because, yeah, we all know that's not fair and that's not right. we all know. We all know that's not fair and that's not right. Yeah. Maybe I'll save that thought actually. I'm going to save that one. Maybe it'll be an ink thing soon. Here's one from the other day. I changed my life to the life that I dream, and all from my bedroom. Yeah, I'm very proud of myself for that. And all from my bedroom. And if I can do it, you can do it too. You know? Yeah. There's a lot you can do when you're cooped up in one spot, turns out. Well, I don't think I want to go over an hour today, just because I think it looks a little bit better to be a little bit under in this context. And so I shall say adieu for now. I'm glad that I was able to come back on today and talk and get some more thoughts off of my chest. Yeah. Because I feel like this world is so oppressive sometimes, and there's so much pain. And I feel like I've got a special way that I can heal it clean, you know. I think I have a way. Or at least something a little bit different to say. Just a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll be worth something someday. Until then, I'll keep trying to get better day by day. And so, to end the stream, we have one more thing. To reread the message to the viewers that I dream. To the viewers that I dream. Thank you for loving me. This me. The one I tried to become so deliberately.